The Gamerverse thing, I think a lot of people see that and they say like, oh, this is the shared gaming universe that we've been dreaming of that it seems like you guys are working on. But that's not an exact definition. It wouldn't be too much of a hassle to make it this shared universe. So that's still an option for the future.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
You know. You do know.
Maybe.
All right.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
The possibility is strong with this one. Anyways, welcome back, true believers and all you merry Marvelites, to another very interesting Ultimate Alliance 3 related video. So with the most recent MUA 3 trailer showcasing a bunch of awesome X-Men that will be featured in the game, people are wondering if we are going to get any more updates relating to Game Informer's coverage at the end of this month of May. However, I do think that trailer was the last that we will see of this game for now, until possibly E3 and its eventual release in July, because if you do go on Game Informer's website, you will see a very interesting message. Specifically, if you go on their Ultimate Alliance 3 Black Order tab that showcases all of the footage that they did reveal throughout this month, you will find a message that specifically states, "Thanks for following along with our month of coverage on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Get ready for our next cover reveal in June." So given that this appears to be the very last piece of coverage from Game Informer regarding Ultimate Alliance 3, I think this overall month of May was a pretty big success in trying to get people a bit more invested within this game in general. We essentially got 5 deep dives of specific characters in the game, with that of Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Hawkeye, and Wolverine. Not to mention that we also got some hefty gameplay footage of MUA 3 in action, as well as seeing a small boss fight take place within the second chapter of the game. And because of all this new footage that we did receive from Game Informer, I do think it's safe to say that we probably won't receive any more hefty bits of gameplay relating to this game anytime soon, but probably only a few trailers before the game actually releases on July 19th. And based on everything that I've seen so far regarding Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I do think this might possibly be the best Marvel Ultimate Alliance game that we could possibly receive. Now, if you have watched my previous videos, you will know that I pretty much stated that I do think that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 in general will be a pretty average experience. But seeing how Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 don't necessarily hold up all that well to today's standards, I do think that this might be the most refined experience that we could get of the Ultimate Alliance franchise. Now, granted, there are still a few issues that people are finding with MUA 3 in particular, like that of the specific art style that Team Ninja have chosen for this project, as well as the gameplay not really doing anything much to innovate within the standard formula. Not to mention that people are still wondering whether or not some classic Marvel characters will be featured within this game's roster, either in the base game or potential DLC. And of course, I'm talking about the X-Men that we didn't really see in the newest trailer, like that of Cyclops and Colossus, as well as a bunch of all-time classic characters like that of the Fantastic Four, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and more. And knowing that I've played both Ultimate Alliance games prior to MUA 3, I do think that this particular title will be the most refined gameplay experience that we have in this franchise yet, but I do think that the roster that we do have now is a bit average to say the least. And even though it is great to see some characters that were not featured in any of the Ultimate Alliance games before, like that of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, and a few others, I still really hope that the overall roster doesn't feel too repetitive in terms of their playstyles. And alongside of that, I really hope that the story and the locations that we do visit in this game will be a very intriguing one to say the least. The only reason why I say that is because Thanos and the Black Order have been played out a lot recently in Marvel media, so hopefully they do have a very entertaining role within this game and all the characters do stand out one way or another with the main roster. And one specific aspect that I'm wondering about in particular is relating to how well this game could possibly sell. So we do know that this is in fact going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, however, given the major success of Spider-Man exclusively on the PS4, it did end up being the fastest selling PlayStation exclusive ever made. So given that there are people out there that are afraid that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 will not sell well since it is in fact a Nintendo Switch exclusive, I don't think that's going to be a problem in the slightest. There are some pretty hardcore Marvel Ultimate Alliance fans out there, and for those gamers out there who do own a Switch, I definitely think they are going to pick this game up to try it out for themselves. And given the major success that Marvel has garnered recently with the huge hit of Avengers Endgame, as well as the massive hit in the gaming division with Marvel's Spider-Man, I do think people are eager to play another really exciting Marvel game. And with everything that we have seen and do know about MUA 3 so far, I do stand by the statement that I think it will be an average experience at best, but I still think it could possibly be the best Marvel Ultimate Alliance game ever since the last two. And just like how Marvel's Spider-Man completely surpassed people's expectations once the reviews released, I really hope the same thing can possibly be said with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. But I guess we'll just have to wait until July 19th to find out for sure. And speaking of Marvel, the last piece of coverage that we did receive with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was a really cool interview with Ben Hansen from Game Informer and Bill Roseman from Marvel Games. And during this interview, which I will leave as a link in the description, not only do they talk a lot about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 in general, but they also discuss the wider possibility of the Marvel gaming universe. And as you heard from the intro, this is where things start to get a bit interesting. So given Bill's statements during this interview, it does sound like that Marvel Games' priority right now is to try and deliver the best possible games that they can possibly make with the characters that they are using for each specific title. And of course, these specific instances do relate to Spider-Man PS4, Iron Man VR, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and of course the upcoming Avengers project. And similar to what Brian Intar said in a previous interview, is that the major success of Spider-Man PS4 was the similar type of success that Marvel Studios experienced with their first Iron Man movie. If the main launch of their first product didn't do too well, then the future of the other products wouldn't be guaranteed. So given all these statements, it does sound like Marvel Games' main priority right now is to make the best games that they possibly can that all fans will enjoy, while also getting great review scores and major sales. And as an example that we can obviously tell right now, Bill Roseman did confirm that the universes of Spider-Man PS4 and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 are not connected in the slightest. But what we're all wondering is whether or not the major AAA games like that of Spider-Man PS4 and the Avengers project are possibly connected in one singular universe, which could expand in the other upcoming Marvel games in the near future. Now, until we do actually see some new gameplay of the Avengers project possibly appear at this year's E3, we won't know entirely for sure whether or not all these games are connected within one specific universe. And even though I personally think a Marvel gaming universe sounds incredible, we'll just have to see how all of this plays out. So fingers crossed that all the Marvel games that we do currently know about, like that of Iron Man VR, Ultimate Alliance 3, and the Avengers project, as well as the ones that we currently don't know about, do incredibly well so that hopefully the Marvel gaming universe can become a reality. And with all that said, everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What did you think of this entire month of coverage from Game Informer regarding Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order, and do you personally want the Marvel gaming universe to become a reality? For me personally, I do think MUA 3 is going to be a fun game, but for someone like me who does not own a Switch, it's not really influencing me to go out and buy a system just to play this game. And as for the MGU, I really hope that it does happen. But until next time, everyone, thank you all so much for watching, stay merry Marvelites, and peace out.
I like that it wasn't all softball questions, man.
Oh,
you
God.
brought it.
Thank you. Well, please.
Because everyone out there listening deserves it. You know, they deserve it.
That's very sweet of you. But hey, thanks again for your time, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.